Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. So we are having emotional, Eric is very upset. He's very upset. So we're going to get to what's brewing a little bit sooner than normal because it'll explain why he's so upset. But before we do that, I just want to say hello and good morning to everybody. And yes, I'm seeing, I think it was, who sent me? Gary. Yes. So yesterday, if you happen to have been with us, we did a very quick, what we call an IDR back in the days of performing an invitational dress rehearsal. Okay, it wasn't really invitational. It's like if you subscribe, you were notified. But we are not only broadcasting live on YouTube right now, but on Facebook as well. So yesterday we did a quick, I don't know, like a 7-minute little, just basically trying to get the technical aspects of it all squared away. So yes, what we have determined is that if you are commenting through the Facebook feed, you won't necessarily see the YouTube comments and vice versa. So that's okay. The only thing that's a bummer for me is at the moment, I can't actually text you back. So I have to just kind of verbally yell it out. So Shafiq and Shrina and Lisa, Ali, Susie, Gary, Christian, Ronald, Kim, Rob, Captain Banana, Marsha, Eric, of course, D-Cause, and then, yes, of course, our lovely friends from Mansfield, Texas, and then all of you. So thank you for joining. It is Monday morning. We are up, we are moving. Like I said, we've been back into regular academic school now for a few weeks. So my schedule is waking up a little bit earlier than normal anyway, just because our high school senior needs to get up. So we're kind of up, we're active, we're moving, we're grooving. But we're going to go to what's brewing first, kind of right away. And then we'll talk and chat and do questions and things like that kind of after that a little bit. Mostly because I need to explain why Eric is now in a really bad mood. Are you ready? Okay, so let's go to our what's brewing and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so look at what is number one on our what's brewing, the Artemis launch day, Artemis 1. Oh my gosh, like Eric has worked so hard. I don't know if you noticed. Here, let me see if I can find the... Let me see if I can put this one up. I don't think I can. Yes. So we actually have things... I'm not even going to even pretend to take credit for any of that. So Eric has a camera. The big picture is directly outside of the window to my left, which should show, okay, yeah, the little one is directly out my window to the left. We were hoping to show you our perspective of the launch here in Winter Garden. And then, of course, we have the live NASA set up as well. Eric did a whole fancy opening. I am going to show your opening. We're so bummed that they just announced that they scrubbed the launch. We are devastated. And we'll talk about why in just a minute, but just so that Eric can feel validated, I want all of you to comment on his amazing, production qualities, talents, and artistic value. So let's take a look at his opening. Had Artemis launched within the, whoop, you're going to have to, sorry, phone's ringing. The intro that he made, should the launch have happened on time, and it would have been so fascinating, so amazing. But oh wow, but here's the opening. Yeah, so cool opening, right? We have everything, like I said, everything is set up. We've got the screen on from our window. We've got the screen on the NASA so that you can see that. By the way, what a cool visual. And I have to tell you, I am quite certain that none of you, like probably not a single one of you, is so much interested in our perspective of the Artemis launch. But I will tell you that this type of stuff is very near and dear to our hearts, and Eric, obviously, most importantly, and I'll tell you why. So his father, let me pull up a picture. I can't find the actual one of him that I wanted to show. This is Eric's father. He passed away a long time ago, but he actually worked for NASA. And so he used to do these lectures. This is way back before these computers, these webcams, all of the ways that we can have Zoom meetings and all of that type of stuff. But way back when, in the olden days, my friend, he would lecture about NASA, about the space shuttles, about just the space stuff in general. And he would send slideshow carousels. Do you remember old-timey days, all of you that are, my generation-ish? The slides, you would get your photos developed. Okay, great. But you would usually get slides, and then you would put them in a slide projector, and then you would click it, and it would turn that carousel, and then the image would be projected up onto the screen. Well, so Eric's father used to, he would put the slides all in order of the carousel. He would ship them to the school, wherever it was across the country. The school would assemble the students in the gym or cafeteria or the theater, wherever it was that would house the students, whether it was the whole school or just the grade level or whatever. They would assemble the students, and that he would have the little beep, which would signify to the teachers when to click to the next slide. So he would lecture. He was a mission specialist. So Eric said he actually would be, very happy that they scrubbed it in the sense for safety purposes. He witnessed a lot, was involved in a lot. So this launch is a little bit, again, not devastating because we know it's going to happen. It was just a little bit of a bummer because we were kind of hoping to have that as an extra little share that with you this morning. And just kind of a little shout out to Mary and Earl, and all that he did for, you never know. There could be some people that are involved in that space launch right now, that somehow were a part of one of his presentations and was inspired. So we just have to think that could be the case.
Put up the comment because he would love that.
Okay, hold on. I have to put up Eric's comment. So Eric Kidwell says, Marion E. Kidwell was a steely-eyed missile man. Yes. He would appreciate that. Yeah. So anyway, so we're a little bit bummed about that. Like I said, the launch is very, very cool. Whether you are somewhere where you can't see it and it doesn't matter, you just basically see it on the evening news later on. Oh, did it happen? Did it not happen? What happened? But for us here, the Space Coast is so close. There's all sorts of launches, quite often. But this one was really going to be a showstopper. This is going to be awesome. So anyway, so if it happens in the next couple of days, if we happen to be home, we will immediately pop on, even though I know there are thousands of other areas that you can actually watch the launch. But Eric is very cool. He's very proud of his setup. And he's got this camera sitting right here that's looking out. And it would be very cool if we could see it from our window. But anyway, all right. So that being said, let's go to our second topic of what's brewing, which is the support gator. So yeah. So this is, as we all know, a lot of us, we love our pets, right? We love our fur babies, whether they're cats, whether you have dogs, whether you have reptiles. But this is a support alligator. This is in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This person has Wally, the support gator. So I'm just wondering if this is smart. I mean, I absolutely 100% believe in having those support animals. Our dog Penny is the most empathetic dog, and I can see exactly why people need them. If you come in and you're having a bad day or you stub your toe, anytime. Yesterday, all right, I cracked my head a new one on the closet, the storage underneath of our stairs. I stood up and I forgot that the ceiling was low, and I mean it hurt. There's still a bump up here. But as soon as I did it, and I kind of fell to my knees because it was immediate pain. Penny is right there helping me. So I can see why support animals are absolutely a real thing. Especially those that are trained that can really assist people who need them. But I'm just wondering about the alligator. I don't, and maybe it's fine, but I don't know that I would be taking it to a park with other people around. I don't know. What do you think? You tell me your thoughts on a support alligator. I'm I'm skeptical, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I think that's pretty cool. Let's take another look at him though, because alligator. So looks to be, I don't know, 3 feet, 4 feet. What do you think? I guess I can tell by the little bubblers there. That's a place called Love Park in Philadelphia. So it's like one of the little splash zones. But I mean, if you look around, you see there's actual people there, right? There's people around. I imagine there's some kids around, and you can see people kind of looking like, what the heck is this alligator on a leash? By the way, that's the same harness that we have for our dogs. But it does. You look right there on his little red harness, and on the opposite side, one says Wally. We blurred out phone number, but the second side says emotional support. Yeah. But by the way, you can just get anything embroidered you want, I guess, on that. But anyway, so that was kind of funny. Eric stumbled across that, and that was kind of a fun one for today. So we thought that we would share that one with you. I'm going to finish up the what's brewing, and then I'm going to get to all these questions and just chit-chatting with everybody over here. So sorry, we're kind of doing it out of order today, but mostly it's because of Artemis and all of that stuff. So we're a little bit sad at scrap. All right, so we're going to do 5, 6, 7. So last week we did 4, 5, 6. And this is basically just kind of an overview of in this area, and this general area, what that price point gets you. And so that's kind of what we're going to share. Last week, again, it was 4, 5, 6. This week, it'll be 5, 6, 7. We're kind of getting into the more of the nugget. Fives, again, if we're looking, you'll see here in a minute, but 5, 6, 7, and 8, that's kind of really the nugget for this particular area. But let's take a look at a 5. So this is a new listing in Signature Lakes, which is in like the Independence area here, right near Hanlon, Horizon West, definitely in Winter Garden, 5-bedroom, 3-bath. This is a bungalow. If you look, you see that there is no garage on the front. The garage door is on the back. So it's a rear entry garage style home, what we reference as a bungalow, a little over 2,400 square feet, listed at $565. So this is not a brand new home. I don't know what year it was built, but I do know that community is a little bit older. So, excuse me. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's a lovely home. Again, 5 bedrooms is nice. You've got the extra, the extra space if you needed to use one of those as an office. But that's just an example, again, of something that's in the 500s. Now, by the way, if you were pre-approved for $500,000, you probably can't afford the 565. So fully aware that, when we say 5, we're talking in the 5 to 6 range, and the 6s are the 6 to 7 range, and the 7s are the 7 to 8 range. So just keep this one in mind. Now we want to go to the 6s. So this one, guys, we referenced this one last week. This was a new listing last week, and we even mentioned 689. That was pretty high, in my opinion, of what these bungalows should be going for. 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, a little over 2,500 square feet. But look what we put on there. It was pending in 2 days. Now, we don't know what it actually is pending for, but because it went pending so quickly, the natural assumption is it was a pretty good offer. If somebody came in, at 6:30, it's not likely that it would have, that they would have accepted it in 2 days. They would have given a little bit more time on the market to see if anybody else submitted an offer. But at any rate, that's a little bit interesting. So we wanted to follow up on that one. But here is a new listing. Also in Signature Lakes. Again, we just, the 5 one that we just mentioned, the bungalow, also in the same area. Excuse me. This one is 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, single family, almost 2,800 square feet, actually, 2,793, listed at $630. Now, I have to tell you, I think that the architecture on this one is very cute, definitely unique. I like, a lot of the communities, everything looks kind of the same. The term we use is cookie cutter. But this one is definitely not cookie cutter. I love kind of the rounded, like almost like a little gazebo looking front. And then if you look back behind it, the white siding also kind of gives you that same complementary, exterior aesthetic. And then of course, in our 7s, this one is at Oakland Park, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, again, rear entry, 2,421 square feet, $775,000. So that gives you an example of what prices are kind of in the Oakland Park area. Oakland is that little nugget that's kind of between Winter Garden and Claremont. We have done Sunday drives back there. We've had clients buy back there. A lot of them are those rear entry. It is a beautiful vibe. Sorry, my cat just jumped up on the window ledge where the camera is. So I Okay, Molly's going to look out the window now. All right. But so that area is a nice little nugget, but it is definitely pricey. So, thinking about that, price per square foot, 775,000, a little over 2,400 square feet. Beautiful home though, by the way, definitely a cool area to live in. But again, just kind of an example of what some of those prices are for the 5, 6, 7 that we did. And I almost said 5, 6, 7, 8 because as a dance teacher, that's what we used to do all the time. Anyway, okay, so I am going to actually kind of go back a little bit because we got right into our what's brewing for the day. And I missed some of my things like my mug of the day. So I want to share this one with you. So this one is from clients of mine named Debbie. And they purchased a home here. Gosh, when did Debbie close? A couple months ago? Mm-hmm. Do you want me to turn this to her? Because it's not. You can hit Elgato on the thing. Okay, hold on. Eric wants me to show you. Oh, there's Molly. Oh, wait, hold on. There's Molly. So that's the dog, or the dog. That would be a cat, Amy. That's Molly, our cat that jumped up on the window ledge. And that's where Eric has the tripod that's looking out to our side yard. Please ignore the mess. We are still in full-fledged. Well, no, there's the Lowe's buckets out there with some stuff. It'll be fine. Anyway, but there's Molly. Molly. Oh, isn't she pretty though? Here's our problem with Molly. She does not like to use the litter box as consistently as she should. Anyway, all right, so let's go back to this. All right, we're off of Molly now. All right, so here's my mug. This is from Debbie. They were some wonderful clients. They've closed on their beautiful home. Their daughter and son-in-law also purchased a home, closed on their home, and they gave me this beautiful gift. It was a whole bunch of stuff with the same theme. And if you see, it's got the Mickey ears. I believe she said she got this at the Grand Floridian in the shop there. But I had this, there was a pillow, there was a plant, just lots of beautiful little goodies with this same thing. And she did it because she knew the color accent in my home was blue. So here is my mug of the day. I also like it because it's shaped like a bowl. I don't know if you can see it, but it's more bowl shaped than mug shaped. So I'm also imagining sipping soup out of this. So multi-purpose mug. So thank you, Debbie, for that. All right. So let me say hi to you guys. Okay. So let me go back to some of these. I see Jen Ross. Hey, Jen. So sister. All of my friends. Oh my goodness. All right. So yes. Hey, Kennard. Good morning. So yes, I mean, definite thumbs up and applause to Eric because he really did outdo himself for the Artemis thing. I'm so bummed that it was kind of a bummer for him. Anyway, all right. So let me see if I can see any questions in here. Rob said my uncles worked on the missiles, the Minuteman III ICBM system. So mainly the fuel for them. Oh, cool. Okay. Excellent. Very cool. Isn't that neat though, to think about, who we know, what talents they have, who is in their family, what talents they have. I don't know. I just think this world is a kind of amazing place. And I love it. I love kind of hearing it. All right. Let me see. Oh, everyone's. All right. I am assuming that all of these, nope, can't get behind that. That's the Gator, right? I'm going back through the comments. Yeah, like, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't understand that. I really don't. And like, so here's the story. And again, I love and believe in emotional support animals. I absolutely do. But then you have to go, some people kind of abuse it a little bit. I know that specifically when our son was playing soccer, there was a family that always wanted to bring their dogs to the soccer fields. Well, the soccer fields are plainly marked with no dogs, no pets. Do not bring your pets. Do not allow them on these fields and do not let them in this park. It's not a community park. It's a sports complex. No pets allowed. Well, they would bring them and they kept getting fussed at. And then eventually they came in one day and they had little shirts on that said emotional support. And then they would just let the dogs run. So that's the kind of stuff where it's like, okay, come on. But then all of those people that really, truly need them, they need a dog like my sweet Penny where, that maybe they may truly, truly, truly need them. But the alligator, I'm just not so sure how that is supporting you emotionally. It would terrify me emotionally. But anyway, all right, moving on. Kim, you do animal rescue, but that would be a nope. Okay, good. So at least I have a professional's opinion, right? Marsha's like, no. And Allie, yes, I agree. It is a pretty beautiful alligator, but still a no for me. No for me, dog. Let's see. Here we have a question. What's the worst, Eric? Missing the launch or spending too much on your pool furniture? LOL. Great post yesterday. Did you respond to him by any chance? No. Okay. So this is funny. So somebody watched our Sunday drive. Yeah. For our dear friend from Wales. I know. We love it. Let me pull this real fast. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So our Sunday drive yesterday, if you watched it, we did, a drive through the new D.R. Horton community, the Lakes at Apopka Sound. Beautiful community, well up now at this point. Lots of homes under construction. Most people are waiting for the large lakefront home sites. I will tell you there's only like 9 of them, and there's like over 100 people on the waiting list. We can talk about that a little bit more later. But on that drive, we actually had just stopped by a place called Palm Casual. And it is outdoor furniture. And it's funny because, when I've had clients that have asked about where they can get, outdoor pool furniture, obviously there's the typical places. You see them in Lowe's, you see them, wherever. But every time I've purchased them, they always end up rusting. And then as you pick it up and you move them, the water drips down and you have rust stains all over. And so I was like, well, we're here. Let's actually pop into this place called Palm Casual. So, and it's all, patio furniture. And we went in and it was like, oh my goodness. They had everything, every style. Like they totally had Golden Girls era vibe if you want that. They also had old PVC furniture. But then of course they have everything that is more updated with amazing kind of whatever the metal that they use does not rust. And this is a family-owned company that has been doing this for decades and decades and decades, and they actually manufacture everything there. They warranty it, they service it. It's amazing. So Eric and we unexpectedly stepped into pool furniture heaven. So we spent a little bit longer there than we intended. And yes, we spent a little bit of money there, but we're going to have some amazing furniture that, in my opinion, is going to be perfect for what we're looking for. So that is what he was referencing. But Eric, we do have to ask then, what is the question? What was more upsetting, the amount of money that we spent or the scrub of the launch?
Scrub of the launch.
Scrub of the launch, okay.
And the metal is aircraft grade aluminum.
Okay, don't say that. Say
it.
No.
Aluminum.
No. Hold on. I got to find this button. You move my buttons around. I can't find it. So it's airplane grade aluminum. Aluminum. I can say it.
In Wales would say aluminum.
Yes, he would, but yes. Okay. Anyway. All right, let's keep going. Damon, yes. I guess we're talking about the Gator again. Philadelphia's beyond crazy now. That's where most of my business is. I just shake my head. Okay, I gotcha. I guess that doesn't surprise me, right? Or it doesn't surprise you if you've seen it. All right, let's see a couple more comments real quick. Yeah, Rob, me too. And the model is up and ready. I reached out to my contact there named Bo. And we're going to go out there this week and we'll feature that model that's there. It was like literally we've been kind of keeping tabs on it, but I think it just opened. So we're ready to go out there and get that. Let's see. What else do we have? Marsha loved cats, right? Isn't Molly beautiful though? She really is beautiful. She is she's a rag doll by color seal something. I don't know. Anyway, she's beautiful. That's all she is. She's just beautiful. It doesn't matter what she is. She's beautiful. And then Kim says hi to Molly. Molly has got some issues, and pretty soon we're going to have one of my dear friends, Dr. Adam Christman, who is a veterinarian out in New Jersey, talk to us because he does some amazing things, has become a great friend literally just through the YouTube channel. And he is my go-to guy. And I need to ask him why Molly is, I had to change out all the litter boxes, get new ones, put a attractant in it. I don't know. She's driving me nuts. Anyway, but she's cute. Okay, so we are going to keep going. Try 2 litter boxes. Yep, Kim, I actually got 3 this time. We've had 2 before. We always have one in the laundry room and then we stick one somewhere else. But now I've added a 3rd here in my office because that's where she's decided to, I don't know, she's driving me nuts. I think she's stressed because we have a lot of extra dogs here at the moment and there's a lot of stuff happening. But anyway, okay, so let's get back to some real estate questions. All right, so from Diz Deb, good morning. Any updates on Ovation Hartzog Road where water issues? So Hartzog now is completed. So you can get through there. Everything else seems to be moving along. Things are getting ready to start. I have some clients. The Del Webb Oasis Foundation is being poured. The West Haven Ovation, still kind of getting there. But Hartzog is now completed. So at least those days, if you've ever watched us on our Sunday drives, excuse me, where we kind of had to 3-point turn it and turn back around or make a UE, now connected. So we're good at that. We're good with that. Okay, this is a really good question. Why is permitting taking so long to get into some of the communities? That's a great question. So part of the reason is going to be dependent on the county, but even pre-cuckoo crazy, it still was taking about 3 months in permitting in our area. But there are other areas, even in Florida, other counties, because remember, this is done by the individual county, right? There were some counties where it would take 2 weeks to get the permit. But generally speaking here, because of the tremendous amount of growth and the overwhelming number of permits that are being submitted to them for review and approval, it's just taking longer. And then we add into it that we had the pandemic and that a lot of people were no longer working in the office. All of those wrenches that were thrown into those, what would typically be a relatively smooth flowing system now had some glitches in it. It's still taking about 3 months in Orange County. In Lake County, it depends on the builder. It depends on the area. Mineola is a little bit of a mess right now in the sense of it's just taking a lot longer and there's a lot more. So, and this is my opinion based on some information that I've heard from some builders, that Mineola, and if you have followed us for a while, Mineola is now this next little boom of excitement and this explosion of new construction. But it was a sleepy little town before. And they kind of like the sleepy little town. But they also wanted the growth and the excitement because that's cool, right? And they build this exit off of the turnpike to dump you out right there in the heart of Mineola. You've got some beautiful communities, some amazing builders out there, some wonderful opportunities for some residential communities. But the overwhelming amount of interest was a little bit unexpected. They weren't quite prepared for that, I'm thinking. And I think they were kind of getting some pushback. It's like the county might want the growth and maybe some of the other, people of position was making it a little bit more difficult. There's just a lot of moving pieces. And we have to deal with the topography. So you have to deal with the hills and how things are draining and the soil content and all of that. So I think that they maybe just weren't prepared for the overwhelming amount of initial growth that was happening in a very short period of time. But really it's, when you go to the builder and you write your contract and you pick those structural options, or again, if the builder has already chosen the structural options, once they submit that to the county, it's really submitted for approval. It's just somebody has to look through it, make sure everything is right. I mean, I'm not a person who does that, so I don't want to pretend to know what it is that they do. I'm sure it's a very difficult process and procedure to make sure that things are correct. Because remember, when they approve that permit, they are approving an aesthetic to the area. And I know that there have been I've had some clients where they have had enormous delays because a client wanted to have a window removed, but the county wouldn't want it because it didn't meet the criteria that they wanted. And it's a little bit more of a mess than people know, but it's all for the good overall, because what they're doing is they're trying to protect the area, the aesthetic, the communities, the homeowners, the population of that area, and making sure that everything is, kind of they want it to be represented, if that makes sense. Very good question, though. Okay, couple more questions, and then we're going to scooch on to the other thing. So Sharon, okay. So Sharon, you asked this yesterday, I think. So I won't get into the whole thing, but you can call me and we'll talk about it. So my weight loss story. Okay, so the thing is that this is my normal size. If you've watched my older videos, you can see I grew up dancing. I was always a dancer. I stayed in front of full-length mirrors, so I was always very body conscious. And that's not always a good thing, but I at least knew what I looked like. So I was a dance teacher. I taught, so I exercised all of the time. I used to go to the gym all of the time, Pilates, all of that. And so I always kind of maintained, even after having 4 kids. I mean, it wasn't my 20-year-old body, but it was fine for having had 4 kids. I was happy. Well, when we got here, again, I'm not going to get into the whole story, but I'm of a certain age, and things change. And I will tell you that I went to my doctor and I said, this is not cool. Something has gone terribly wrong and I need to get it under control. And I'm not kidding. Just call me and we'll talk about it a little bit more personally. But I appreciate a lot of people like, oh, what are you doing? Well, I just went to my doctor because, you know, when you are of a certain age and you are female, things get completely out of whack. And I am happy to be back to what I typically feel like I have always been, size-wise, maybe a little bit less than I normally would be. But at any rate, I appreciate, and everyone's been so nice and kind, and I appreciate that you've noticed. I appreciate it. So just call me and we'll talk about it, and I'll tell you some of the other specifics, but most people don't care about that. Okay. All right. So let me do this real quick. We'll take a quick little second so I can have some of my coffee before it goes cold. So let's go to, what do we want to go to? Let's do what I'm watching. We're going to go out of order today. That's okay though, right? Yeah. Okay, so, and again, you probably don't care what I'm watching. Obviously, I'm still watching The Walking Dead, although I've gotten to the point where my daughter said when this particular season happens and they change writers, a lot of people kind of were not interested anymore, and I'm kind of at that point. So I'm going to try to get through it a little bit. If you haven't watched it, then you know, I'm not going to say anything. If you have watched it, you probably know what I'm talking about. But I am in season 7 at this point, and that's pretty good. So I think I mentioned this one last week too. So Indian matchmaking, I had watched season 1, I guess last year. I am fascinated, and I've finished the Indian matchmaking season 2. I'm fascinated. First of all, I love love. Secondly, I love everybody. And I am absolutely fascinated with different cultures and just the way everyone does anything. You know, we all bleed the same color blood, and yet we are all brought up so differently and different expectations. And I think that this is just an incredibly cool show, just to kind of see different cultures and the way they do things, and how they can potentially matchmake love, and how sometimes you know, just again, those customs, those traditions, for people that maybe have grown up in the United States, but still are Indian, just how they can, you know, the conflict between what they grew up with and the ideals in the United States versus their upbringing and their tradition. I think it's fascinating. So anyway, I love stuff like that. I also, not that it matters, but I did just finish just a quick little movie, because sometimes I don't have time to like watch a lot. So I'll like watch a movie in like 10-minute segments, because that's my life. I just finished Persuasion on Netflix. That was based off of Jane Austen. And that was cute. I mean, that was a fun one to kind of sit while I was doing other work and kind of keep glancing up at it. Anyway, all right. So let me go back to any other comments that we might have. And here's the problem. So with this new streaming on the streaming on Facebook as well as YouTube, it takes away my ability to text back. So I have to do this. Yes. Yeah. I'm looking at Disney. Oh, here we go. Disney annual pass, worth it? They are only selling the lowest option right now. That's a really good question. And that honestly is going to be dependent on you and what is your lifestyle. How often are you going to go? Anytime Eric and I have done, anytime we consider passes, we always think about, as most people do, how many times do you have to go to make it worthwhile? You know, what is a normal day pass or a 2-day park hopper or whatever it is that you choose to buy? How many times you're going to have to go to make that financially worth it so you didn't lose money on it. When we first moved here, we did have our annual passes, and honestly, it was great because we were able to kind of scoot out every once in a while and take the kids. You know, Elizabeth and Dawson were a little bit younger, so we'd be able to go over in the evening just for a quick little bit. I kind of miss that, but we just don't have time for that anymore. And, you know, so for us, the passes are not worth it. But if and when we have grandkids, it's probably going to be a whole different story, because then we're going to be more motivated again to go, you know what, let's go for a couple hours. We live right here. So it's absolutely nothing to pop over and be at Disney in 10 minutes and go spend an hour or 2 hours. If the baby has a tantrum or the weather turns bad, so you go back home. You haven't lost anything because you live right there. That's one of the wonderful things about being able to have the pass, is that it does give you that immediate spur of the moment. Yeah, let's just go. We don't have to worry about anything. So I would just think, how many times do you plan on going? Is it something that you absolutely love and you're going to, go to Epcot during the Food and Wine Festival? If you go there every day, you got your money's worth. Anyway, okay, let's see. Susan. Sorry, I'm late. Happy Monday. Hi, Susan. So Susan is my Virginia buddy. So yes, call me so we can chit chat. Happy Monday. Sydney says happy Monday. Let's see. Oh, yep. Let's see. All right. So, but while I'm scrolling this, I think I need to search this again, because let's see if it'll do it that way. Okay, there it goes. Yep. So we got Daniel's. Okay. So while I scroll through some more of these questions, if you have a question, don't forget, hold on. Eric, where's the promo thing you wanted me to push? The ticker. We'll do the ticker right now. We'll do the ticker one. So the one thing is, if you have a question, don't forget to put the Q with the little colon, and that way when I search it, because I see all the comments, but I can't focus on all them and then leave you alone over here. But I can do a quick reference that way. Anyway, so if you have that, but the other thing I want to do is we have to go back to Zillow's Gone Wild, because there's another cool house that we have to showcase for you. So
is it cool?
Huh?
Is it cool?
Well,
it's not that cool.
It's different. It's Zillow Gone Wild. Okay, so Bushkill, Pennsylvania. Wow, Pennsylvania, you are on this show today. This little broadcast or whatever we're doing, podcast. What are we doing? I don't know. We're just talking to you. So Bushkill, Pennsylvania, 297,000, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. What I think is fascinating about this house is that they mentioned several times in the listing that it's in great shape. Okay. I can't imagine that is intentional. I mean, we've seen some wonky houses, right? There's lots of homes that are built kind of wonky, but I just can't. I mean, that's clearly.
It has to be though. Look at the legs on it.
I know, it's like they've intentionally done this, but how is I can't So here's the thing: is this an optical illusion? Okay, so magic tricks, right? You know how, and I was in a magic show once. I can't tell you any of the tricks, but I will tell you that a lot of them are illusions, and mirrors do some things, right? So you might think that this is lopsided, and it could very well be lopsided from the exterior presentation of it. But I'm looking underneath of the legs on it, and I don't see how it actually can be level. So all I can imagine is that you're constantly walking down or uphill in your home. But it's interesting. So you can look at the interior. I mean, again, it looks flat in there, right? The dining room looks flat. So what do you think of this house? 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,336 square feet for $297. Do you think this is something you might like to purchase? I mean, I can't help you. I'm not licensed in Pennsylvania, but it's kind of cool, I guess. There's a couple other ones that we found, so we had a debate on which one to showcase for you today, but that was the one that we did for sure. Okay. Okay, so let's see.
Go to Donna D's question. Donna,
I just saw this one pop up. Donna D, Amy, do we get you as our agent, or will it be someone else in your group? That is a fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so this is really important. I am so happy. You see, I'm getting into this one. All right, so Eric, in one of our Sunday drives, we talked about this, and I do have 4 people that when I have some overflow, or if I happen to be out of town, or if I'm in a meeting or a closing and somebody else has to do something at the exact same time, I am only one person. Eric makes me 2 people. So you're going to have me, I'm almost always with Eric, but there are times when something pops up and Eric will go do a showing. But yes, you are working with me. When you submit your, when you reach out to me, there's a little process and procedure that we go through. There's a form that you're going to fill out, which is some information. And then after you get that, you're going to receive an email that talks about kind of working with me, as well as a link to my calendar. So that way we can schedule a time to talk, so where it's convenient for you too. Because sometimes, husband, wife, or whomever wants to all be involved in the phone call. So that way you can look at it and go, okay, well, what times are going to work? We have a nice long conversation scheduled for 45 minutes. I talk a lot, so it's usually about an hour. We talk about everything. We go through your questions, and usually by the time we're done with it, we have an idea of what it is that you're looking for, the timeline, really the process and procedure. We go from there. What are our next steps going to be? And every phone call is different because every client is different. Some people are in a hurry. Some people have years to wait. Some people have lots of money. Some people are on a strict budget. Some people want to be in this area. Some people want to be in that. Everything is different. So every conversation is different. And that is going to be geared specifically to you and what it is that you need. So I do have some amazing people that I am not a team. I do not have a team. I do not want a team. I am not a team. Hear me now. I have 4 people that I trust, that if something happens and I am not available, but time is of the essence for you to see a property or to get something that I'm not able to get, then yes, I'm going to call my assistant Yanil and say, Yanil, can you please check on the status of this listing? Can you call that listing agent and ask this question for me? I'm in a meeting and I can't get off the phone. I'll text her and she can do that. Kennard is super helpful as well. He actually goes out to all of our new construction homes every 10 days to 2 weeks, and he takes photos and videos to keep all of our clients updated so that I have more time to physically be out showing properties. I was out the other day with some clients that are in town from California. They are here both as visiting grandbabies as well as kind of house hunting. So we were out for the day. I mean, it was me and them. We were out all day looking at some new communities, going through some models, talking about some things. And I'm actually going to have a phone call with them today after our coffee time. I need to call them. They're getting ready to head back out of town, but go back home. So yes, you are working with me, and that is important. Now, there are times if I am gone and time is of the essence, that someone is going to be working with one of our partners. We have Yanil's my assistant, we have Kennard out there, and we have Crystal and Caitlin as well. All 4 of them have their own thing going on. So that's why I say we're not a team. It's just a trusted person that I can have assist us through the process if we need to.
But I just want to say,
Eric is here. Come on.
I'm not coming on.
Oh.
But many of the people that people can call, that they see on YouTube or wherever, like sometimes other clients will call us and they're like, I never even got to speak to that person in the first place.
Right.
And we take that kind of personally. Like,
yes,
it matters to us that they're working with you.
Well, it matters to me. And I will tell you candidly, full disclosure, we are busy, very, very, very busy, and not too busy, but we're busy. And I'm grateful for that. And sometimes Eric will say, we really could just, have so-and-so assist us on this one. And we do have to do that sometimes. He says I'm selfish, and I say I'm protective. And I think it is very important to me anyway, that if you're watching my videos, whether it's the home tours, or if it's the Sunday drives, or if it's this, or if it's a combination of all of them, that the connection that you have made is to me, and my connection is to you. And I cannot do a bait and switch type of effect, if that's the right term for it.
You just made me sound like a jerk.
What?
He says I'm selfish, like I'm scolding him.
No, he needs me to relinquish some of this. I understand why, because he's correct. I need to be able to, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I have had, again, there have been some times where Yanil or Caitlin or Crystal or Kennard have assisted with clients. 100% that has happened. But you're always talking to me. I'm always in the loop. We always know what's going on. But in 99.99999% of those times, it is me. When you call, you are calling me. You're not calling a secretary. You're not calling someone who is immediately next on call to receive that. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that do that, you kind of get a connection to them, and you call and you're expecting to speak to them and have them assist you through the process, and you're immediately passed off. I don't like that. We're always trying to navigate to make things easier and better for our clients. But yes, if you reach out to me, I will be the one. Here it is. Here's my phone. This is my phone. If you text me, you can text me. Ooh, I got some text messages. As soon as it's over, I'll respond to them. If you text me, I will be texting you back. It's not an automated response. If we, I'll send you that link. You can fill out some of that information. You can schedule the phone call. We're the ones that are talking on the phone, and then we go over that. And if you say, yes, I'm coming in on Friday, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually going to be in Georgia picking up my daughter from college on Friday. Why don't we do this? Let's talk about what we want, and I'll see if Neil can show you those houses until I get back in town, or whatever the case may be. By the way, they're all wonderful, amazing people. So you would be happy with them either way. But yes, Donna, you would be working with me. Okay. All right. I'm supposed to do this one again. Eric wants me to do this. And no, honey, I wasn't saying you were a jerk. I'm saying we were, he is very protective of me, and he sees, we work really hard, and I say we, but Eric is honestly at the computer. I'm usually out with the clients and he's at the computer, but I can't do it without him. I'm so glad that he got his license years ago to assist, because it used to be just as a convenience thing, and now it ends up it's a complete necessity. All right, let's do another question here. Captain Banana, do new construction communities have mailboxes in front of the houses, or do they have mail kiosks? They have mail kiosks. That is not the community's fault. It's not the builder's fault. It is the Postal Service. It is just abundance of new construction. And I will say that that's true in every single community. But again, when I talk, the knowledge that I have is more specific in the areas that I serve. So yes, in these new construction communities, almost all of them that you're looking at, you do have a mail kiosk system as opposed to the mailbox in the front yard. And again, that's really nothing to do with the community or anything. It really has to do with the Postal Service being able to quickly and efficiently provide those mail services, instead of driving to every single home, being able to park in one of those. So, and when we first moved here, the first home that we had our own mailbox out front. Candidly, I love that. I miss that. I wish I had that now, but we don't have it. Where we are now, we are also in a mail kiosk thing, and it's a little hard to get used to, but it's okay. I mean, think about the stuff that Amazon and FedEx, they all still come to your front porch, right? So it's really just whatever, stale mail happens to come. And most anything that's super important ends up being done through email most of the time. But yeah, that's a good question too. All right, guys. So Eric, is there anything else you want us to talk about?
Yeah, well, there's a few more questions. But I want you to
few more
push
questions.
That stupid button that I keep trying to get.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to do this. All right.
There, just say it.
I am. I'm
Explain
letting
what it says.
Okay, I am. I was just letting all the cute little thingies that pop up. I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna do it 2 times in a row. All right. So Eric also created this. We just wanted to remind you, especially since now that we are doing this both on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. By the way, hopefully it has gone out there and not been too robot-ish or kind of, I'm gonna do it the 3rd time, honey. So anyway, so we, as always, if you like these, and by the way, thank you guys all the time for so much for watching. The subscribe, 4th time, I'm overkill, baby. Last time, I promise. Subscribe, ring the bell, and thumbs up. The ringing the bell means you're going to be notified of any videos. And we was it yesterday? Yesterday we had a very impromptu, we had an open house at one of my listings. We did a very quick impromptu Instagram live thing. So we do these little intermittent live things. Again, what if Artemis decides to launch here tomorrow and we happen to be home, we might pop on real quick. So if you wanted to kind of join us again. So ringing that bell just means that you're going to be notified if we do any of those. That way you'll be prepared. And other than that, did I get all of the questions?
No, there's lots more questions.
Lots more? Okay, wait, I know. And then do I have to do it?
Q has a question right there.
Oh, yeah. Susie Q. Planning a trip to Disney as well as a few days to just scout around to see what areas might like. Should we reach out to you before we come down? Yes. Because I want to see you. First of all, I don't want to just keep seeing Susie Q pop up. I want to see you. So let's, So why don't you, again, you can text me 407-848-8042. That'll really start the process. And even though you're just going to kind of do a preliminary exploratory visit, it is still important because we could talk about where it is that you really want to be. If you want to explore on your own, we are very aware and conscious that when people come to town, like you said, you're planning a trip to Disney. So your focus is Disney, right? You want to be able to go freely and enjoy yourselves and socialize or go to dinner or go to the park. But you also want to explore a little bit. And you may not want to be bogged down with a realtor with you the whole time. And that's okay. I understand that. But that doesn't mean that I can't still assist you, and I'll make it far more efficient for you, because after we talk, we will put together an itinerary for you, specifically for you, for where you want to go. I just had some clients do that. They just got back home, and we're going to catch up, and they're going to let me know what they thought of their, of their journey while they were here. And they explored several different areas, because it was the same thing. They were trying to be on vacation and have some fun, but they also wanted to throw in a little bit of house hunting, but not really house hunting, just exploring areas. So the answer to the question is yes. Text me or call me first. Let's get, a phone call. Let's have a phone call. Then let's put together an itinerary for you to use at your leisure. And you can either go with me. Like if, I love to see people. I was just with some the other day, and they did the same thing. They were with grandkids, but then they also were with me. So sometimes it can be that I go with you, and then the next day you go explore this other place on your own, just to kind of drive around and get a feel for it. But the main thing is that way, if you are looking specifically at new construction, I can get you set up to talk to the right person, so that you don't happen to go into the sales center, which, by the way, you're not typically supposed to go without a realtor. I always say go with a realtor, but not just a realtor, your realtor. But I can sometimes get those things set up for you in advance. Again, as an example, my other clients, they wanted to go back to a community, and they wanted to go see a new one that we didn't get to the first day. Not a problem. The builder knows me, and I'm like, hey, can I just send them out there? I've got an open house today. I can't get there with them. They're like, sure, that's fine. Not a problem. But that way I can be there and be proactive for you and help you and make sure that your visit is efficient and effective, and not just ping-ponging around aimlessly wandering. Yes, sir. Eric.
Undo your queue thing. Somebody
queue.
asked a question, but they didn't put the queue, so at the very bottom.
Bottom. Okay, scrolling down. Elizabeth Deering, hello from Valdosta. Hey, baby girl. Yeah, class must be over. This one? Okay, all right. So, Hatbox Ghost. What a cool name. If we buy a 2-bedroom condo where management firm rents it out for Disney vacationers when we're not there, do you think we can keep it occupied enough to break even for us? HOA is $650 a month. Ouch. Ooh. Yeah, that would require maybe a little bit of math. Sometimes they work out. I think, we went to, should I say the name of the place?
Yeah, because I almost bet that's where you're talking about.
Yeah. So we had some clients once that were interested in the Grove. Now, I do not work for the Grove. I do not represent the Grove. I do not claim to know all of the ins and outs of the Grove, but I will tell you that we did meet with them, because we did have some out-of-state clients that were interested in utilizing that type of a condo place for their investment, as well as for them to be able to come and visit. And honestly, when we were putting together the math, we're like, it doesn't make sense, which is why you see a lot of them are on the market. And I think, it's going to be different. All of those places, like for instance, some places, if you buy in to it, you get a portion then of the proceeds from things like gift shops or concessions, things like that. But in some places you don't. And so if you're putting in, but you're not getting anything back from it, it could be financially a bit swayed, where it may not be worth it. But there are a lot of opportunities where you can absolutely benefit. So if you're thinking about finding some type of an investment property that you can, utilize yourself whenever you want to. And I think that's the other key too. Sometimes you think you're buying a unit and you're buying into the units. And so you may not ever actually have your own one. It's so diverse with how those are done. That it would require a little bit longer conversation. And I'm happy to have that with you, because I have had lots of clients that have purchased vacation rentals that they never, it's just an investment property for them. They have a property management company that manages it, that books it, that does everything, and they're fine. They make money off of it. There are other people that have purchased a vacation home really intended for their own use, but they do rent it out when they are not there. And so they have a property management company assist on those off times when they're not here. There's so many different options. So that's a great question, but why don't you give me a call and we can chat. But the reality is it depends.
Keith is making a bunch of money, by the way.
Yes.
Keith did that, and
yes.
Thrilled.
Yeah, we did. We had a client named Keith that did that, and he's he's quite happy with his investment and his reward. So very good. Okay, my friends, we are about at that 1 hour mark. And I know we never really put a time limit on this, but it seems like I'm always about an hour. So if we didn't get to your question, I think we did, but if we didn't, I apologize.
Rob, I want to know if Disney is handicap accessible. And the answer is yes.
Oh, yes. Yes. I didn't see that one. Sorry. But yes, Rob, is Disney handicapped accessible? Absolutely. Yes, of course. Very much so. Yeah, they are very aware and considerate of anyone with any type of mobility challenges. That's customer service, their number one game. So they're going to make sure that you're happy and that you can get where you're going. All right, guys. So thank you again for watching. Whether it was on Facebook or whether it was on YouTube, I just appreciate that you were here again. Just as a reminder, for the 5th time, honey, I did it. If you would like to, we would love for you to subscribe, to ring the bell. That means you'll receive those notifications anytime we're going to go live. And of course, thumbs up. That helps us tremendously as we continue to move on here. But I have a big day ahead of me. We got to go take some photos for a new listing. Can't wait to share that with you. That's coming up September 1st. That will go active. That's what we're doing today, taking photos. I've got some other things happening, but most importantly, thank you for starting my week off in another beautiful way. You are beautiful people, and I am so appreciative for each and every one of you. Thank you for watching. For whatever reason you do, I appreciate you so very much. All right, guys, remember, please stay safe, stay well. Remember, we absolutely, truly love you, and happy house hunting. Bye.